Hello, welcome to the first ever digital but 7th annual Providence Fringe Festival. Fringe PVD is presented by the Wilbury Theater Group in collaboration with Waterfire Providence. We also want to give a huge thank you to our partners over at Troop, the official food and beverage of Fringe PVD. Head over there to their website at trooppvd.com and help support a great Onlyville staple by getting a fantastic meal, specially designed for our Fringe audiences. At Fringe PVD, we have always been one of the only festivals in the country where 100% of ticket sales go directly to the performers, and this year's no different. While all streaming events are free, we do encourage you to donate directly to the artists on a pay-what-you-can basis to help sustain them during this time. Links will be shared here as well as on the individual artist pages to donate. Or visit us or visit our all access page to learn about our subscription, which gives you all exclusive access to archive performances and extended interview with this year's performers in our Fringe feature series. Our friends at the Providence Community Library are helping us to continue our favorite tradition, Family Fringe Day. This Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m., visit them on their Facebook page, where they'll be streaming a wide selection of performances, games, and more for all ages. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FringePVD. Use the hashtag FringePVD Awards and nominate your favorite Fringe performers for award you create. For more information about how to create your own Fringe Award category, visit our awards page for full details. And while we can't be together at this time, we do encourage you to send us photos, questions, and comments to us during the festival. Show us how you Fringe. Fringe PVD cannot happen without the support we receive from our sponsors and you. We hope you consider making a donation to our Tip the Fringe campaign. Just click on the support link from our homepage. And now please enjoy Addicted.
I guess what I want to know is how do you know when you're in trouble?
I think that nobody quite knows which drink it is that takes him over the edge of being merely a social or hearty, laughing drinker into a morose and hungover, wretched creature who shakes and creaks and sweats and has nightmares, and it's always November and it's raining and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and there's nowhere to go, and you reach out for a cigarette and smoke and think of all the horrible things you've done in your life and all the shames you've endured and suffered, and the shame you gave other people, and all the wrongs you've done other people. I don't know whether alcoholics can put it quite as eloquently as that. Usually they just say, I just stared out of a window for 2 years. And it is, believe me, the question of being an alcoholic. I'm not quite sure that I am one, but if I'm not one, I'm very near. I'm right on the edge of being one. But it is no laughing matter. It really is not a laughing matter. Alcoholism is a dreadful disease. And my sympathy I believe there are something like 15 million Americans alone who are alcoholics, and my sympathy for them and my affection for them is profound. They come up to me, as being a representative figure of this dreadful disease, and one of the things they love to do is to tell stories about what they got up to when they were drunk. And I listen and I laugh, and they genuinely funny, some of the stories. But it is a tragic disease and a dreadful one. And I think, no, I can't say that I've beaten it, because as Jimmy Breslin, who was a dear friend of mine, wrote me a short but very eloquent letter once, some years ago, when I was in trouble with drink. And he said, don't forget the drink. And he used the analogy of a boxing match, and that you're always fighting.
Scrambled mind searches the map for an answer, but the parallel lines bend, start to blend together, and the noise that I hear is only shared between lovers. Sleepy eyes satisfied, one pair far more than the other. Cold, crystallized shapes fall with bitter affection, forming footprints that follow me in every direction. In circles I've been making a pattern, spiral spelling letters, asking what the hell happened. What's that? I hear a whisper that asks why you still miss her. What's this? It's called rock bottom. You're so dug in. It's clear you're a problem, but who jacks what they call me, and who knew I'm oh so charming? And it's true, I am a solution before you puke, at least till you're used to it's the way that she changed, in the way that she felt when she said, I need some time alone to love somebody else. So cue the tears and cold sweat, roll another marijuana cigarette, try to find a new way to learn to forget. And then, hey, I'm back with all your problems, just relax. I'm here to solve them. Breathe me in, swallow me down hard, exit nobody, and enter a rock star. My friend Jack, we call him JD, gave me back the ability to black out completely. My friend Jack is all I really need. I will drink, I'll drink you away, and I won't stop until I lose my face. So I will drink you away. Just one sip, let me wet my lips just a little bit. Let me dip one toe in it, 'cause So before we begin, I just want to say thank you for joining me. This is a play about recovery. So I wanted to actually talk to my white friends for a second. We're going through a pandemic, a seismic shift in the culture of our country. And any good alcoholic knows the first step to recovery is acceptance. If you grew up white in this country, you have to recover from racism before you can be anti-racist. So please, I invite you, if you're able, support these organizations that are continuing this movement. If you can't give some time. If you can't give your time, continue to educate yourself and challenge those around you. Now, if you are able, please see the other Fringe PVD shows and support those artists. Now, without further ado, we begin. I love superheroes. I've always wanted to be one. I'll admit, I sometimes wonder why Superman wore his underwear on the outside, but nonetheless, I love them unconditionally. So here I am. I'm in 5th grade and I'm at summer camp for the first and last time. My family receives long, lugubrious letters lamenting my time away, and they send me Batman Night's End. Oh, are you aware of this masterpiece? The grand conclusion of the Knight's Fall series. Bane broke Batman's back, and he gave the title over to Jean-Paul Valley, or Azrael, Not Dick Grayson, you ask. The first Robin and true heir apparent to the mantle is overlooked. My feelings exactly. Bruce turns to Lady Shiva, a world-renowned assassin, to help retrain him from his near-fatal flaw. But the only way to prove his worth to Lady Shiva and end her relentless, deadly assaults is to wear the mask of Tengu, perform the Panther Strike, and kill one of the students seeking to avenge their master, who really died at the hands of Lady Shiva wearing the mask she later gave to Bruce. You follow? So, finally, Nightwing and Robin bear witness to Bruce performing the Panther Strike, murdering one of the students. Oh no, he broke his vow to kill. This satiates Lady Shiva, who leaves Gotham. Only after she's gone do they realize the student's still alive. Obviously. So, now Bruce knows they can handle the more immediate problem. Jean-Paul Valley, a despotic and insane bat. So, Bruce retakes the cape and cowl, recovers his glory, and reunites his family. Hooray! You may have noticed how I glossed over how hard a 2-week summer camp was for me. I'm a sensitive kid. Still am. The women I've loved out loud will agree. The men I've quietly desired are neither here nor there about it. But the point is, if Batman can heal himself, reunite his family, and save the day, can't I? So, you may have noticed how I fit in my budding bisexuality with the subtlety of a Harvard graduate. Am I the only one that could watch Henry Cavill build a gaming computer ad infinitum? Anyway, I want to be a superhero. I want an origin story to explain why I am the way I am. Because superpowers might explain all these words I always hear. Words that really mean weird, but people feel rude or like they don't have enough guts to say what they're really thinking. Words like extra, unique, charming, oddball, drama queen, fun, a pile of sticks. Mind you, I grew up in the 90s and kids aren't woke and they find my search for magic off-putting, like how I try to move things with my mind. If I could only move Spider-Man with my mind. Something, anything. I want to witness a miracle, something miraculous, something that has never happened before and that will never happen again, a totally unique event in the history of the universe. And it doesn't have to serve any purpose. I'm not picky. I've just been told that magic doesn't exist, and I find that unacceptable. So here I am. I'm a sophomore in high school, and I'm looking for magic, and I get caught handing off a hydrocodone in homeroom. The truth is, I have 40 hydrocodones, 80 Oxycontin, liquid codeine, and 1/8 of marijuana. You know, school supplies. I'm wise enough to hand over the remainder of my stash to a fellow entrepreneur before the shit hits the fan. Hit the fan, it does. And I get my first local government-sponsored headshot. But I haven't told anybody until now, until this very moment, right now, is this. Before I got caught that night, I took a solid dose of acid all by myself. Now, anyone with any experience in this field would say, no, why would you do that? No, but hey, I'm 15 and masturbating ad infinitum, weeping in front of the mirror and putting a piece of glass in my mouth to marvel at my top teeth. Biting down on my top teeth is not a good decision maker make. Anyway, long story short, this gets me my first therapist. Spoiler alert, not my last. I get a social worker named Phil. Phil's a good guy. I tell him I'm fine. That's a lie. Who would do such things? Yeah. I'm by no means stupid. It's not that. I know a lot. I play the drums and guitar. I got my master's degree in acting. I lived in New York for 5 years without blowing my fucking brains out. I'm a good actor, a phenomenal liar, an okay choreographer. I write shameless poetry. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I talk open and often about my mental health. More often than not, I accept people, I lack boundaries, I cry in movie theaters. I am capable of forgiving you for that thing you said to me that one time. I just don't feel like it yet. I can open a pill bottle with one hand, open and close the door at 3 a.m. and pass out without making a noise. I can take a bong rip and chug a beer and take a shot before I ghost it. I can hold a 30-second keg stand and no one sees me vomit. I can cut a line of cocaine so perfect it belongs in a fucking museum. I could cut myself and cover it up. I can say I love you and leave the next morning. I can say I love you so much that you believe me until I say it so often you ask me to leave the next morning. I love hard. And I'm hard to love, and I set off atom bombs, and I've melted my father. My brain can imagine the worst outcome of any given situation, make believe, all the makeups and fuck ups and rumors and makeup fucking and hate fucking and fuck fucking and fuck. I've lost track of the point. I know what you might be thinking. I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but I've done enough cocaine to exacerbate those tendencies. Poetry time. Do zebras have fur? I ask this because of their stripes. I like to think their stripes are on their skin. Fur could be shaved and then there would only be horses. Wouldn't that be tragic? I ask this because I have a problem with my stripes. I'd rather there only be horses.
Superman, man, am I glad to see you.
What are you doing on this deserted road?
Some guys from school drove out here and we're gonna start fooling around with drugs. When I told them all drugs do is mess up your head and get you in a lot of trouble, they kicked me out of the van and drove off.
You're right not to get involved in the drug scene. Nobody with any sense wants any part of it.
How do I get home?
That's no problem at all.
Paid a doctor to examine my head, so I listened to every word that he said. He had a bachelor's degree, a PhD, a beautiful wife and 3 kids. He kept saving captivity in the city. We sat in a chair, I was in love, but totally unprepared. Sweat stuck to my skin as my upper lip bled, and I spit out the truth that I tried to forget. His conclusion came out to be a prescription for antipsychotics for ADHD and depression. A number for me to reach if I had a symptom like vomiting, no appetites or seizures or impotency. Wait, what? Impotency. Thank you, but no thanks. I prefer the problems in my brain than losing the feelings in my legs. And frankly, sir, I like to fuck, yeah. Frankly, sir, I like to fuck. But he said that you are what I like to call crazy, with a tendency towards drug abuse and depression. Take this lesson now as you self-medicate away. Lose yourself, face will change, just count the days. That's all that I can say. Ooh, wait a minute, are you serious? Did you go to school for that? How did you figure me out? Like pulling a rabbit out of a hat? Cause the last time I checked, I already knew the whole fucking reason I'm talking to you. So don't cash that check, don't write me off yet. I'm not dumb, just confused and a little misled, you mother... You sucker! Ah! I'm sorry it's all bad. Sometimes my emotions get the best of me, or the lack thereof burns like the third degree, and I can't sleep without somebody there or something inside of me. So get down from your high horse, and I'll get down from mine, and then I'll try. I swear next time I won't come back high. Thank you. Anyway, I always wanted a superpower, and instead I got... Be careful what you wish for, kids. So I can't move things with my mind. I do, however, get drunk, move things, and have no idea how my keys got from here to there. Magic. Did I do something? Is this my fault? I mean, was it born from getting arrested or tripping alone on acid, or was it from suffering through 6 days of Camp Ginger Cook? Was it born when I was born? Before I was born, when people used to ask my father, "What's that twinkle in your eye?" he'd say, "That's my son, Teddy, and I can't wait to meet him." Or so I've been told. The point here is don't peak too early. I really shined before I was conceived. So, addiction runs on both sides of my family, but what the fuck does that mean anyway? Like, it's a genetic relay race with a tragedy baton being passed from runner to runner. My alcoholism is very concerned with the end of my story, preferably a tragedy. Ideally, overdose or suicide. I think a lot about that. Like, there's no barrier on the highway. How easy it would be to just drift into oncoming traffic. So says a Lyft driver. I'm not suicidal. I just think about it all the time. And I know there's a difference. My mother's father, Lester, to some, Papa to me, dies of Alzheimer's. Old age and Alzheimer's, not 93, not bad. Some would argue that he has a natural death. It's hard to believe that he'd ever hold this baton, you know, even but he must have, right? Like, even if it's quiet when he holds it before he passes it on, like a wet puzzle piece. I never fit. I bring this up because regardless of genetics, regardless of Alzheimer's, he is a peach up into the very end. I swear to God, his response to everything is, "Oh boy." Tell him it's time to get up, and oh boy. Tell him it's time to eat, and oh boy. And after the third time he's told you about how he fixed the stairs in the house that he built, tell him it's time for bed, and oh boy. He can't really keep up. But he remembers important things. I think he does. I think he does. He remembers my grandmother, at least. I think. So here I am again with a warm bottle of gin, thinking about the implications of mental illness I'm thinking about the implications of mental illness persisting past death. Whew, that's a mouthful. Is he doomed to a corner of heaven, confused, looking for my grandma? Oh boy. Is Alzheimer's that vindictive? Is alcoholism? I hate that. I hate that idea. I hope that he's not. But even if he is, if he's never what he was, when you strip him down to his core, when you take everything away, down to his ability to swallow, he's a good person. When you find my core, when you dig down to the very bottom of me, I'm not. I'm the villain in my own story. So here I am, it's the summer of 2015, 3 weeks before I'm to move to Providence, Rhode Island to start grad school, and my life takes a very sharp turn. It's it's hard to talk about, if only because I can't remember it. One of the most profoundly life-changing moments that I've ever had, and I can't remember it. I remember a liquor store across from a tent where there's a children's show. I remember Fireball whiskey. I remember a fight, an argument. I don't know what it's about. If I close my eyes, I can feel a left turn that's not quite left enough. It's my origin story. And I've only ever heard it secondhand.
Dear Teddy, to my son, you are the
best
brother a sister could ask for.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I love you very much. This is the hardest letter I've ever had to write.
It's hard to see you fallen
so far.
It's hard to see you fallen so far.
That was one of the worst days of my life. Power went out in the restaurant, and I knew something was wrong.
I remember when you were very little and you were so sweet, and I can't help feeling like I did something wrong raising you. By the time I got home, I got the door shut. I let him take the car. Such an idiot. He looked so small and misplaced, and I let him take the car. Such an idiot. We had so much fun living in New York. Even in my darkest times, you were there for me.
I feel like an idiot.
I felt like an idiot. I let you take the car.
We have to find a way.
You have to find a way to get into tears. We do. Very much. You are not broke. The first thing you said when you woke up was, did anyone else get hurt? Did anybody else get hurt? I think you broke.
The first thing you said when you woke up was,
thank you. Thank
you for fighting that.
I'm disappointed very much. How can
I trust you?
I can't trust you alone.
If I can't trust you alone with yourself.
I think you broke Mom to live on. You have to promise to live on in a very first
You have to try
something, anything. Sincerely.
Long story short, I get my first personalized bracelet with the word inpatient on it. Spoiler alert, not my last. So here I am, I'm sitting in a depressingly beige room in Cape Cod Hospital. And I'm nauseous, I'm embarrassed. And for the first time, I say, I'm Teddy, I'm an alcoholic. The truth is, it's more like, I'm Teddy, and like, it's maybe a possibility that I could maybe somewhat be like a little bit of an alcoholic, and the staff was like, you're dirty. So I'm released from inpatient. I cut off my hospital band. I'm off to school and I'm ready. Oh God, I'm ready. And I'm going to be the best alcoholic actor there ever was. And I'm going to cure world hunger and cancer and everyone will love me. No, they'll worship me. I'm experiencing what is called a pink cloud. It's a sense of euphoria before reality sets in. Nothing's different. Life still happens. You just have to feel everything. So here I am. I'm in my very first AA meeting in Provincetown, Cape Cod, and a fabulous drag queen raises his hand. His name is Dave, and he says, "Fuck God, my higher power is share, and it's good enough for me." A principle of Alcoholics Anonymous is to have a higher power, something larger than yourself, to stay sober. Dave chooses share, larger than most. I have someone else in mind. So I get home, I open the big book, the book called Alcoholics Anonymous, the one that Dave gave me, and I flip to a random page. And the first thing I read is, each person is like the actor who wants to run the whole show. Is forever trying to arrange the lights, the ballet, the scenery, the rest of the players to his own will. The arrangements would only stay put if only people would do as he wanted. The show would be great. Everybody, including himself, would be pleased. Life would be wonderful. What usually happens? The show doesn't come off very well. No! 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 So, I could tell you a million stories about AA, but I'm not going to do that here. Because they're not just mine. People are allowed to be anonymous. Choked down, gateway drug, opened the gates and came the flood. It comes like a blush of love, it hits me without warning. Long nights of getting lost, I walk beneath a bridge I don't know. I need a black suit for tomorrow. I'm in mourning. My love, you should know the best of me left hours ago. So shove a rag into my mouth and let me smolder. I fall out and the damage done. I can't unsink the things I've sung. Still not giving up, though I wish that I was sober. Forgive me, I can't think straight. Forgive me, I can't. Forgive me, it's far too late. Oh, come and shake me till I'm dry. I wish I was sober. Oh, come to me and shake the night off. I wish I was sober. Scott Hutchinson, a frightened rabbit, wrote that song. He took his own life in May of 2018. He was 36. So here I am, the world's a brilliant pink hue until it's not. I'm struggling to collect clean time. I relapse, get caught, start over. I continue this pattern for 2 years. Lather, rinse, relapse, repeat. That is until Brown Trinity gives me an ultimatum. And this is after one of the teachers told me that maybe I should find another job because I have addiction issues and not be an actor. Just putting that out there. However, they had a point. During my second semester, I got the shakes during a Shakespeare scene. The poetry's not lost on me. I didn't plan a relapse the night before my final scene showing. I woke up that morning, and in the space between my bed and my wall, there was an empty bottle. In the space between my bed and wall, there is what appears to be an empty bottle. But here's the thing. I don't remember putting on my coat. I don't remember walking to the store. I don't remember buying the booze. I don't remember drinking. There is just an empty bottle stuck between my bed and the wall. Like magic. I'm suffering through the DTs, the delirium tremens, not tremors, but tremens. Essentially, I broke my brain. I'm hallucinating, dreaming. I can't tell what's real. I can't even tell if I'm alive. And long story short, I have a very public mental breakdown. Like a room full of people watching a cat caught in a bear trap. Only I'm not the cat in this metaphor. I'm the asshole that left the bear trap out. No matter what I do, the words just sit on my tongue, useless. They won't come out. Macbeth, Act 4, Scene 3.
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confineless harms. I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there is no bottom, none, to my voluptuousness. The king becoming graces, as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell. Uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
So here I am. I'm bored. I'm at a loss of what to do. Thinking about death like it owes me money. And if addiction had like a form, like a corporeal form, like something you could touch, it would be a spider, like a big massive spider with a web that went everywhere. It spanned the world, and you'd think you'd have to use to get caught up in it, but no, you don't, because the spider's web is, the center of it is everywhere, like gravity, like a black hole. And no matter who you think you are or what you've done, and you just smell like lunch. You're just flies. It's waiting to catch. And once you're caught, it doesn't let go. No. Once you're in its satin threads, I even still wake up brushing away cobwebs, like the bite of whiskey on my tonsils, like the weight of a good glass in my palm, like ice cracking, like the taste of cocaine drip, lovely, like lead paint, that balance, like chemistry of finding that one perfect moment, balancing between suicide and self-destruction where the switch goes off. You don't always find it in a drug. You can find it in people, for example. So naturally, I fall in love. Like, love. Like a novel. Like we sneak private moments in between. Like we make out in her parking lot. Like we talk about the future with ease. I'm her first real love. I think it's real. It's real. I think it's real. Poetry time. There are moments I want to kiss you. I call these moments magnets. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are moments I want to kiss you or blurt out, I think you're incredible, but I bite my tongue. The first magnet we ever felt, I saw a nervous smile, polite eyes, the moon was reflecting off your glasses onto your car window, and it wasn't quite right. This happens so often that my tongue becomes a sponge, absorbing every clever thought I ever had, replacing them with corny elementary school dares, with burning faces and anxiety. And can I sneak a peek at her one more time, or am I just an annoying, sick puppy? I bite my tongue. I swear I was once described as graceful, but I am filled to the brim with you witty little candle that burns as bright as fireworks at midnight. My ribcage is melting mint chocolate chip ice cream. And rainbow sprinkles, each one asks a little question, like, did I imagine that? Was that a signal? Oh, I could be wrong. I could be oh so very wrong. I'm a dumbass. That was a stupid thing to say. My heart beats bass drums behind your sweet whisper. I'm bitter and sore from the night before, trying hard to recover. My heart's on the floor, and you hold me with your whole body. I'm about to pull away. And then I see your face. Magnets. This time I see serious as cancer lips. Those damn aperture eyes. Your glasses are reflecting me back to me. I am what you see. And I knew. And what do you know? You bit my tongue. I love her. I really do. But maybe just not as much as, I don't know, blacking out, dying slowing. Who would do such things? I want things to be straightforward. I want clean lines, neat bows, and clear endings. I hate things left unsaid. And so here I am, I'm hammered, and she wants to talk. And I'll never know what we said. So, only because I can't remember. I wrote you a poem called Magnets. I constructed it from ink and glue. But I should have made your poem with magnets, 'Cause I spilled the bottle and I'm still stuck to you. Now I try to get more creative, I try to fix my image, try to explain the self-inflicted patterns covered by my tattoo. And that's probably why the hospital staff won't let me play with scissors, and probably why cutting me out is all there's left to do. So here I am again, back to lesson 0. Stuck in a preface of a book I meant to read. And lately I've been thinking about going back to meetings when the silence is too loud. It sounds like what I need. This is another significant moment in my life that I cannot remember. I remember she keeps taking her glasses off to wipe her eyes, and she won't let me look at her. I remember there were flowers on her dress. I wish, I know addiction isn't sexually transmitted, but maybe trauma is. I infected her with something. And maybe just because things change doesn't mean they never happened, but my brain is having trouble separating the two. Saying sorry isn't for the person that you hurt. It's for you, so that you can put it down. And I don't know if I said it or if I meant it, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Goose. I'm trying to put it down. If my memory serves correctly, your lips, I bet still burn just as hot as a lit cigarette. Blisters whisper, you still miss her, still can't kiss her. They say, I bet we won't let you forget every spot that you kissed on your neck. It serves me right for playing with fire. It serves me right for playing with fire. Now I've been burned, and I can't help but place my palm onto the coals and play along and say it feels fine. It doesn't even hurt. The life you lead with a body that won't give up and a brain that doesn't want you to survive. Oh, I know it's me, I'm sorry. Oh, I know, well, I'll go. Constellation eyes will never lock on mine. Your stars, I bet they're light years away, and that's called heaven sent. The sky lies to me, you're not actually shining. Your eyes, I bet they show in the sky long after you are dead. It serves me right for playing with fire. It serves me right for playing with fire. Now I've been burned. I flew too close to the sky on my way up to you, and my wings may have set the sun on fire. It doesn't even hurt. Like you leave a body that is honest, but a brain that's such a goddamn liar. Well, I know it's me, and it hurts, and I'm sorry. I think that I'll just go. It's me. I know. So I'm back in the loony bin, as I'm wont to do. I'm in a small room off of section D6 in Butler Hospital. fighting with my family. We are arguing hard, and I want to go home bad to keep using, obviously. I turn to my father, seething, and I say, don't you think this could be your fault? And that's where he melts. I do that. He doesn't melt like Wicked Witch of the West or like ice. He melts like the muscles on his face are too tired to hang on to his bones, like the light behind his eyes, like a fire after you pour water on it and there's nothing but ash and unbreathable air. He puts his hand into my shoulder, and his eyes dissolve until they're level with mine. And he says, I think that every 5 minutes. So here I am at my grandfather's funeral, and my Uncle John tells a story. They were flying together. They're both pilots. And my Uncle John was new, still learning. Papa was teaching him. And long story short, he flew into Logan Airspace. Long story short, he fucked up. He was panicking, not supposed to be there. Long story short, he lands, they're fine, they're safe. Still panicking, still convinced he's gonna get arrested, go to jail. He braces for impact. He braces for Papa's harsh words. And Papa says, I'm not mad you made a mistake. Mistakes happen. If you make a mistake, stop. Pause. Take a deep breath and look at the controls. Look at the controls, and if you see the problem, fix it. And if you can't, ask for help. It's simple. Really, I didn't mean to take this long to figure it out. All this pain, it's not a party. It's embarrassing and lonely, and it's no fun at all. I think as soon as I think I'm past these thoughts, as soon as I think this is in my history, it just comes up again. I could be the furthest away from a drink I've ever been in my life, but it doesn't matter. I'm still stuck in this pattern, and I'm stuck in lather, rinse, relapse, repeat, lather, rinse, relapse, repeat, lather, rinse, relapse, repeat, lather, rinse, relapse, repeat. Feels like sharp edges on the back of your throat, but it doesn't feel it's almost like you're really walking into the punchline of this throat, you crush yourself out, and we're just always against. I tried to pattern my mouth for I need help, but I can't remember how to do it. I'm no hero. I'm not your inspiration. There's nothing wrong with saying, well done, or I don't know how you do it, but I wish someone would tell me it's not your fault! Not your fault! And I'm sorry, it's just distracted. The brandy, the irrationally like haunting me like French fried food. I don't get it, like I'm in between permission. I don't, ask me my server date and I'll answer which one. I can build a castle with all the ships I've earned, lost, earned, lost, earned, lost, earned, lost. I don't care to be a beast. I know it's like my mustache because I feel like Jimmy Stewart describing Annabelle mushroom clouds like flowers fill the sky to wish the sun good night, like nuclear sunsets, and I am filled with hope, and I will be one day so much more. I would fiction, but I am not defined by it. I have been assigned it. My skin existed before it cracked and eclipsed. A party with so much more laughter, flaming clear clothes shot with tragedy. I know there was a time before I could like survival. There was a time Pharaoh wasn't here, but it's there, and I was full of him. Along with this slip, I am the poison, the bloodstream. The thing that the vaccine. Why pretend that like dust? I am innocent, defenseless, innocent, sending. Blood is flooding my mind, and mind will find out like that where it started. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Ugh. So here I am. All of you. And this. Here comes the big twist. This show's title is a misnomer. It's a lie. In January, I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. It costs me a lot to say that. How can you trust me? What does that mean? It means a lot of things. It means that I struggle not to hyperbolize. It means that I crave attention, watering on my breath, but it also means that I have serious thoughts that are hard to deal with. And I have big emotions. It means that I love hard. I'm hard to love. The big joke is I've been using alcoholism to treat my BPD. BPD is treatable. It's curable even. Alcoholism isn't. But it makes me wonder if, is this why I can act? It's a gift and it's a curse. But look, this is usually the part where I'd say how many sober days I have. And during this quarantine, there were a lot of you that said, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Maybe I did too. But frankly, it's none of your fucking business. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I share my story as best I can, but it is my story and it's my journey. And I have to own that. So maybe when you strip me down to the core, down to the bottom of me, down to my ability to swallow, I'm not good or bad. I'm simply human. I'm no superhero. I'm powerless. I'm powerless. But I've given up. I'm giving up. And that's a miracle. It's the miracle I've been waiting here. And it's always been here. Or at least it can be. I don't know what's gonna happen. Here's the thing, I'm an addict. Yes. Is it my fault? No. It's not anybody's fault. The harsh truth is that The fight's not over. It's never over. Not for me. Not for people like me. But I promise it gets better. I've been promised it gets better. I have to believe that. So, the last time when there was a unemployment, when I feel myself starting to ground, I pause. I breathe air. I look at the controls, think to myself, okay,